Nick Sabaka Jr. is the greatest player in football history, and last year he finally won a Super Bowl after catching 28 interceptions in the regular season and carrying his team through the playoffs with clutch performance after clutch performance. Throughout the course of his NFL career, Nick has had some bumps in the road, but going into his 5th season, he has truly mastered the cornerback position. This may be the last season I play with him, and my goals are to catch at least 30 interceptions, allow fewer than 2 touchdowns on the season, and finally win Nick an MVP, even though the voters are insanely biased towards quarterbacks. Be sure to drop a like and a comment on the video, and let's go ahead and get right into it. The time has come for Nick's final season in the NFL that will be on this channel at least. Unless, of course, this video were to get like 100,000 views. I want to see Nick have a perfect season this year, and starting it out, he's going to bait up the out route and drops the ball. Nick, come on, man. I should mention that's something that Nick's done like probably less than 10 times total in his career, but we get it 3 and out against Joe Burrow to start the game. It looks like offense is even more dominant this year. They got another touchdown, and look at this absolute box work by Nick on the corner route. I don't know why Burrow decided to throw that, but we blanket it and get an easy first pick of the season for Nick. This is going to be a truly special season. At the end of last year, I feel like Nick really got everything figured out and became a master of his position. Not that he wasn't already, but we stopped getting beat deep and really just boxed up everything in man coverage. And this game has been great. We're dunking on the Bengals, but I really want to get Nick at least one more interception before we get out of here. We're going to have to do a little deep route baiting here, boys. I'm going to be carefuler with this year, but Nick is going to play that perfectly and get his 2nd pick of the day. My goal for this year is to average 2 picks a game. That's what we're going to have to do to get to the 30 picks after being just short last season. We are going to have 9 more seconds to try to get one more. This is perfect. We know they're going to try to run a deep route again, and once again played perfectly for the 3rd pick of the day. We dominated Joe Burrow last season. It looks like it's going to be the same thing again this year. All right, so a great first game. 24-3 is excellent. Offense and defense both played pretty much perfect. Next up is the Steelers, another team that Nick has had a lot of luck against in his career. We got a rain game today, and we're going to be playing a lot of cover 2. Nick baits up the corner route beautifully. This is a route he's gotten really figured out throughout his career, and we got a shot to crib this. Nick is going to break a tackle, and just like that, he is off to the races. Starting his high step at the 10-yard line and taunting the defense a little bit. They pushed him over, bro. How is that not a penalty? Nick's gonna have to keep locking up after that, and so far he's played pretty much perfectly. And in general, this defense has been so good this season. Look at this little coverage sack here. Got a big 3rd and long, and sitting in the cover 3, Nick is gonna have to guard the deep route. I see that little out route coming open though. It's a good thing that quarterback didn't have more time, and that tackle actually knocked the Steelers out of field goal range. So we head to the second half holding the Steelers scoreless, and Nick trying to get involved in run support here, but gets put into the ground by the running back. We don't see that a lot. In the last couple of seasons, Nick has established himself as one of the better tacklers in the NFL, and you see it there. After getting beat for the first time this season, Nick hits a dude hard. And on another 3rd down here, Nick's sitting in man coverage, and that was a crazy route from the wide receiver, but we catch up to it, getting the 2nd pick of the day, and once again a little bit of room to run. Not going to be able to take this to the house, but this will be a solid gain for Nick. And by the way, Nick is up over 2,000 interception return yards in his career. So defense still pitching a shutout heading into the 4th quarter, and Nick is gonna get tried again. I wasn't sure if my guy was gonna run a streak, but 2 games in a row with 3 picks to start the season is feeling pretty good. This is the year we're gonna get 30, guys. Nick just looks like a true veteran, and man, I almost don't want to stop his career after this year. He's just getting better and better. Only thing left to do is keep this shutout going, and Nick actually gets beat here, but after getting beat, lays down a huge hit, and that's his first forced fumble of the season. And the way he hit that dude from that angle was actually insane. So that'll do it for this one of our boys' best games yet. 3 picks and a forced fumble in a dominating shutout. And I gotta say, bro, I normally get bored in these career modes, but I'm having more fun than ever right now. Next up is the big one. We're taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, who we beat in an absolute thriller in the AFC Championship game last year. The Chiefs are a little bit lower overall this year, so hopefully we can box them up. And Mahomes taking off here on 3rd down. Nick has a shot at him, and of course dude just slides. And Nick has to be careful. You know what happens when you touch Mahomes when he's sliding. Offense just continually dominating. If they can do this, we'll have no trouble beating these tough teams. The Chiefs are moving the ball a little bit here and putting it on the ground more. This is something we haven't had to deal with a lot this season. Big time 3rd and 1. We're sending the blitz, and they run it again. We hit. This defense is just too good, and offense cashes that in. I think Nick's main competition for MVP is going to be Lamar Jackson for sure, but the Chiefs are putting a drive together here. Got to come up with a big time goal line stop, and Nick's actually getting taken off the field for this 1st and goal. Of course the Chiefs score that, and all of a sudden sudden they're on a roll, slicing up our cover 2. That's something they also did in the AFC Championship game last year. Our safety just keeps getting caught lacking. And just like that, we're headed to the fourth quarter. The Chiefs have stormed back into this game. They have all the momentum at this point, and Nick's actually getting tested here guarding the drag route. Sadly not able to knock that out. So we come to a huge 3rd and 1. Nick playing close to the line here, and Mahomes just goes to the back middle of the end zone and finds that tight end again. Offense is going to have to find a way to answer here, and I never should have doubted them for a second. 2 minutes left. It's time for Nick to clutch up. He doesn't have a single interception today, but getting tested here on the drag route. Sit down. Absolutely massive 3rd and 8 coming up. I'm expecting to see a corner route here, and that's exactly what we're going to get. Nick is on it and does come up with the pick. Come on, Nick. To the house, buddy. Just got to outrun a couple of guys, and Nick Sabaka is going to get the go-ahead touchdown with a minute left. This is your MVP. Now we just got to lock up for 1 more minute. Come on. But the Chiefs are already driving the ball downfield. I did not expect this to be easy at all. Got to clutch up again here. Nick is manned up in the slot, and I was not expecting Mahomes to take a shot, but Nick is going to get it. He single-handedly saved this game, and we are going to beat the Chiefs in week 3 to move to 3-0. Let's go. Absolutely huge dub. Nick is hyped up after that one. He has owned Mahomes. 2 interceptions, both coming in clutch time in the fourth quarter. After that thriller against the Chiefs, we're headed to Washington. The Commanders have Jaden Daniels, but their overall is only 83, so I'm hoping Nick and the defense can have another great day today. Right now, we're on great pace to get those 30 interceptions, and Washington really likes to go under center. They'll hit us with a play action here, and Nick kind of wasn't ready for it, but mirrors the post route perfectly and is gonna get the pick. Daniels ended up throwing it right to him. I think I could have done something better with the return, but the camera angle just makes these returns weird. Kind of hard to get a handle on that. Nick is 1 interception away from 10 on the season. Only 3.5 games in with 5-minute quarters too, but Washington killing our man coverage here, and Dotson's gonna take this all the way to the house. Seems like this game has bad pursuit angles as well as college football 25. So Washington kind of in the driver's seat heading into the fourth quarter. Somebody's got to make a play. We'll see if Nick has another clutch moment in him, and man, I'm trying to bait that up. Don't want to get too risky, but our teammates have just not been good in man coverage today, and the Commanders threatening to score again. Let's get the red zone defense going here. I'm going to bait this up heavy, and Daniels is actually going to try to take a shot. You idiot. Nick will get his 2nd pick of the day going out of the back of the end zone, and his teammates celebrating with him here. Not exactly sure what the idea is with this celebration. I guess they're just like picking him up like he's a child. Unfortunately, offense can't do anything. They've honestly been terrible in this game, and here on 2nd down, I was not expecting Washington to throw that ball. Assume they were just going to chew clock, and that's a huge 1st down. And it looks like they're actually going to keep on throwing it here. I don't know why they're doing this, but they got a guy wide open again. Our defense has been slipping. I'm not sure what's going on over there. At least offense has a chance to answer and tie this up though, but unfortunately they cannot do it. That'll do it for this one. 2 picks for Nick, not enough. But on the bright side, Nick is up to 10 picks this season, which is equal with his number of assisted tackles. Now we need to go get a dub against Carolina, who's actually coming off a great season. They went to the NFC Championship game, and Nick's looking to keep his hot streak of interceptions going and baiting up the deep ball here. He will get his 1st of the day and 11th of the season coming off of Bryce Young. We're gonna have a nice return opportunity too here, and this game is off to a nice start. Offense has continued to struggle a little bit. Not sure what's going on exactly. They were just so good at the start of the season, so I'm hopeful they'll get it together soon. And here on 3rd down, Bryce Young is gonna take off. Nick has a shot at him, but can't quite stop him from getting the 1st down. Gotta try to keep Carolina out of the end zone, and Nick's man running a corner route. We're all over that, but maybe should have baited it up more. Looks like the Panthers will have to settle for a field goal, but there we go. Offense responds this time, and here on defense, we're gonna get a huge stop on 3rd and inches on the fullback dive. Offense not able to do anything with it that time, but Panthers are running the ball here, and Nick once again sitting down the running back, and that's gonna go ahead and take us to the fourth quarter. Panthers are driving it a little bit here, but going to the other side, and Kyle Hamilton is gonna get a huge pick. Room to return here too, so this will put offense in great position. And let's go. They get a huge score. Now we can start really baiting up those picks. This game is not over yet though. Carolina's moving pretty fast and going with the drag here. Nick sits a guy down. That'll run the clock. So a minute and 20 left. Nick has suddenly got his X Factor lit up, and I know this guy is running a flat. We're going to try to bait it up, but I baited it up too much. Bryce Young made a quick throw, and that is going to go to the bank. Should have audibled to a cover 2, and that'll do it for the game so we don't get another pick. Still a big time dub though. At this point, it just feels like if it's not a 2+ pick game for Nick, it's kind of a failure. Hopefully we can get some more picks against the Bills. This is a huge game, and Nick gonna start it out sitting down the running back on 3rd down. Looks like offense came to play today, and Nick came to play today too. He is locking up in a run support. It seems like the Bills definitely want to go with a more run-focused approach to stay away from Nick. And Josh Allen trying to scramble here. You cannot stay away from him forever. Sit down. Bills did get the ball back before halftime though, and we're sitting in man coverage. Nick is trying to bait something up, but they go up to Keon Coleman, and he mosses our cornerback. Dang. Looked like dude was there, just didn't get his hand up in time. And suddenly it does feel like the tide has kind of turned in the Bills' favor, as Nick with a chance at a pick here, but that ball was behind where I expected it to be placed. And looks like Buffalo will get a field goal. This is starting to look kind of rough now. Offense has really slowed down. They keep on giving the Bills really good field position, but defense has been really solid for the most part. And here's a huge play. 4th and 1. We're just going blitz, and Nick's man runs a hitch. We were a little bit late to it, but thankfully the pressure hits. All right, need at least a field goal out of you here. Okay, offense gave what I asked. Now it's Nick's job to go make a play. And after the tackle on 1st down, he's going to have a clear shot at the running back and lays him down. Beautiful. Okay, huge 3rd and 7 now. Nick's man's going to run a curl route, and Josh Allen rolling out and trying to hit Coleman deep. Oh man, Nick almost came off his man to jump that, but the ball just gets over his head. Dang, that would have been pretty clutch, dude. But this time Allen is going to throw it directly to Nick, and Nick gets the pick. Let's go. He just keeps on clutching up. It's his first of the day, but man, we've been putting the straps on these Bills receivers. Okay, 13-10 with a minute 17 left. The Bills have no timeouts, but all they got to do is get into field goal range, and they're going to do that here. Let's see how much time runs off the clock. Looks like we got just under 15 seconds left, and Josh Allen is going to snap this and go to the sideline. We get the pick, and that is going to do it. Allen completely choked down the stretch, and defense just keeps coming up big. That's Roquan Smith. The pick numbers are slowing up a little bit, but the team is looking great right now, and Nick had one of the biggest plays of the game for sure. Joe Burrow again, boys. Let's go get some interceptions. I want at least 2 today. But the Bengals are putting a nice drive together here. We got to come up with some red zone defense. Down on the goal line though, Burrow is going to go to the end zone and just hits the tight end for an easy 6. This game looks like it could have potential to be a shootout. Nick has been playing lockup coverage so far, but some of his teammates are having a little bit of trouble in man. We've seen this at a few different points this season. Bengals have the lead coming out of halftime. We need Nick to make a play, and baiting up the out route, he is going to get a pick. Need to go take this to the crib, man. Come on. Burrow has the angle on us, and Nick tries to stiff arm him, but Joe is going to get him down inside the 5. Did not want to let him score. At least offense turns it into a touchdown. Feels like we need one more big play from Nick here though, and once again he baits up the out route perfectly and jumps it for the pick 6. But bro, we must have just overran it a little bit, and instead this is going to turn into a huge game. That is brutal. Nick hasn't missed a lot of opportunities like that this season, but sitting in man coverage, he's going to get a similar route, and this time he does not miss out on it. Getting the pick with room to run, but once again Burrow's got the angle on him. I probably should have tried to hit a spin move or something to get away, but I assume we'd just be able to outrun him. Still a huge play from Nick in that situation. Nick has gotten really skilled at guarding that route, and Burrow is going to try it on him again, and Nick gets the pick. I think we're going to get a stupid penalty here though, and that sucks so bad, bro. It was going to be a pick 6 too. Those illegal contact penalties are just so annoying. Sometimes you can barely even avoid them. Gotta bounce back. We've done it before, and Bengals are running double screens here. Nick jumps it, but Burrow goes to the other side, not wanting to throw to Nick, and we got a Roquan Smith over there. Smith has been huge for this defense over the last few years, man, catching tons of big interceptions, and takes this one to the crib. So now we're in a really good spot. Bengals are in 5 wide, and Nick trying to bait up the hitch, but Burrow's gonna go deep, and they hit us with that fade route that just kills this coverage. And that was the one thing that couldn't happen, man. Cincinnati's right back in it. But okay, shouldn't have worried. Offense is going crazy today. Not done yet though. I'm trying to get some more picks. We're sitting in the cover 2 and seeing a little mini C route here. Nick is going to get that. Beautiful ball skills for the over-the-shoulder catch. And our boy has just continued to play like an MVP. This defense is making plays all over the field today. Big time divisional dub. That'll help with our seed in the playoffs for sure. I am hoping we can lock up a bye in the playoffs this year, something that Nick hasn't been able to do in his career. And man, not even halfway into the season, Nick is at the 15 interception mark. Our chances of getting 30 picks are looking really good right now. Still though, Nick is not leading the MVP watch. I'm starting to think it's damn near impossible to do it in this game. I'm gonna ball out the rest of the season, but we might have had to bump the quarters back up to 6 minutes. Nick is taking on the team that he has had the most battles with in the playoffs. The Eagles beat us twice. We beat them in the Super Bowl last year. Hopefully we can take care of business in this one. We have typically had a little bit of trouble stopping this Eagles offense, but on this first drive, Nick and the boys getting a 3 and out. That's big. Offense continues to be really solid. The Eagles have good position here, but with Nick sitting in the cover 3, they're going to try to go with a bomb, and Nick wasn't really sure what to cover, but has the speed to make up for it and gets a little toe tap and pick in the back of the end zone. The numbers just keep on stacking up. This game is still close going into the second half, but here on third down, defense comes up with a huge stop, and I'm kind of surprised the Eagles aren't trying to go for this. Offense has continued to stall, so with 3.5 minutes left, they're going to get the ball down 3. Need to come up with one more stop, but Nick manned up against the tight end here, and he's going to get cooked. I was expecting our corner route and was hoping for some help over the middle because we do have a zone there. All of a sudden, we got a goal line stand situation and trying to just blitz up the middle, but the Philadelphia running back is going to fall into the end zone. It's going to be up to the sim, and offense can't do anything. Damn, it's been a rough game for them, but Nick, if you're the MVP, can't be giving up those big gains in a critical moment. I thought we put those types of plays behind us. We do still technically have the chance to give offense the ball back here, but they're only going to have like 10 seconds. So we'll see if we can get some sim magic, but it is not going to happen. The Eagles do sadly end up getting revenge, and man, look at that stat line from Lamar. That is atrocious. Even though we got a pick, that game did slow us down with the interception numbers a little bit. Nick has had pretty good luck against the Browns in the past, and I don't even know who their quarterback is now. Last year it was Daniel Jones of all people. And here on third down, Nick's man is just running straight up field. I'm sensing a curl route. We've seen this play before from the Browns, and we are going to box that up easy. Unfortunately, offensive struggles continue. Browns have got the ball right back in good position and starting to drive it down into our territory. And Browns will go with a pass again. I know this play too. I don't really have a way to bait it up though. And they just go to the other side for the touchdown. This could be tougher than it first appeared. This feels like a game where we desperately need Nick to make some big plays, and he's manned up here. His guy is running a C route, and I have gotten so good at baiting that up. We will get the pick. That's enough to keep us in the game, but we still need offense to do something with it. And headed into the third quarter, we're still sitting at 7-3. It feels like it's going to need to be a pick 6, and the Browns are trying to put it on the deck now. Little read option here, but Nick gets out to it and lays down the hit. That's another small way he can help out is in run support, and a weird little run here. Nick will once again be able to get in there for the hit. And that takes us to the fourth quarter already. This is looking tough. Gotta keep boxing up. Browns are going with a run here. No, it's a play action, and I have not seen that play before. Was expecting our guy to run a slant or a post, and Nick gets fried. Maybe the worst he's gotten fried in the NFL, in a terrible moment too. Nick has got to find a way to redeem himself, but Browns just going up the middle, and apparently nobody is home. That's way too easy. Okay, we are gonna have one more shot here. 3rd and 6. Nick's sitting in a cover 2, but they go over the middle, and we're probably screwed after that. Dang. We are gonna get just one more chance here on 3rd and 8, and the Browns are actually choosing to pass it here and coming Nick's way. Nick is gonna get a pick, and okay, come on. Can we crib this? Okay, we at least give offense a shot to do something. That was crazy, boys. Come on, offense. Go get a touchdown. Pay this off. This could be a crazy ending. Up to the sim. Come on, boys. We tie it. Let's go. Nick might have gotten beat once, but that was insanely clutch. Now we just got to go get a stop. And the Browns running a weird go-go formation here. Don't know if I've seen this in Madden so far, and they just have a guy wide open over the middle. Where's our middle zone on that, dude? All right, they're back in this formation, and we're in a cover 2. Nick has a little corner route to guard, but they're gonna go up top, and we are lucky we got a swat on that. Okay, 2nd and 10. Nick's just gonna go in man coverage here, and okay, looks like he's manned up against a curl route, and our dude can't get a tackle to the outside. Nick is gonna have to range over and make the play, and we got 3rd down. All right, come on now. We're going man coverage again. This time Nick's man is running it in, and that's beautiful coverage, but the Browns are going up top. What's gonna happen here, man? No, dude, they get a touchdown. Are you kidding me? That is so brutal. A great game, but we take a killer loss. And with the way things turned out, I'm not putting that game on Nick. He had one bad moment down in the red zone, but made a couple of plays that kept his team in the game as well. Definitely need a bounce back game here against the Patriots. Moving to 6-4 would not be good, and Nick is going to start it out with a pick. And already that is his 19th on the season. It's starting to look like we might exceed that 30 mark by a lot. We also need offense to step it up today, and they go down and get a touchdown. That's big. Got a big third down here, and this is an interesting little passing play. Nick has a lot of stuff to bait up, but they go over the middle instead, and Roquan Smith coming up with a stop. One thing I like about this Madden is your teammates don't change as much. In the last Madden, it was like the quarterbacks were just cycling like crazy. I like that there's been some continuity in the Ravens defense. Patriots have got the ball right back though, and looks like they got a chance to get back in this game. We got to hold up. I'm not trying to sweat another one out against a sub 500 team, and Nick's man is going to run a curl here. Nick played it perfectly, but like, let me get a reaction to that, man. That should be a pick six. I'm hammering the Y button. No reason we shouldn't get that. Come on. That is frustrating for sure. And all of a sudden, we're headed into the fourth quarter tied up. Offense has once again had a pretty rough game. I was expecting better, but on a big third down here, the Patriots are just going to run it, and man, we've done a great job in run defense. I haven't really been calling like run blitzes or anything either. Offense once again getting nothing though. Come on, guys. Nick is going to need to make another play, and here his man is going to run a double move. Oh no, thankfully Nick recovers like crazy. And honestly, that was just a horrible throw by Drake May. If you put any kind of air under that, Nick was beat for a touchdown. Instead, it's an absolutely massive interception. And okay, offense only gets 3 from that. I find a way to get another stop here. The Patriots have no timeouts, so we have that on our side, but they're already getting close to field goal range. 28 seconds left and a third down for the Patriots, but they go to the other side, and now this is starting to look really scary. But here on first down, they're just going to go over the middle, and this is a bad mistake by them. That might run like all the time off the clock. And with 1 second left, they motion a guy out and don't get the snap off. The stupid AI saves us. We'll take it. Huge game from Nick. Willed his team to a win in this one. He's definitely made up for the issues that he had last game. After that game, Nick is slowly climbing up on this MVP watch. I still don't think we can get to number 1, but maybe we'll have a crazy ending to the season. This says we've got 20 interceptions. Why did I think we had more than 20 for some reason? Next up is the Cowboys, who are 5-6 but 90 overall, and here on third down, Nick comes down with a huge hit for the stop. Let's go. An offense looking a little bit better this game as Nick is once again matched up against this tiny little receiver number 5. The Cowboys offense is starting to move, and Corum coming right at Nick here. Sit down again. Boy's been great in run support so far this game, and once again getting in there, this time getting the tackle for loss. For some reason they didn't credit me though. So third down, and we see the flat route from the slot receiver. This is curls, and we got that strapped up. Getting a little pass rush too. That's nice. I'm trying to start getting some picks though, and we're matched up against a big tight end, and it looks like he's running a streak. Perfect time to bait something up, and this quarterback has not learned. Nick is going to get the pick and lots of room to return. Some of these big linemen have got an angle on him, but we're going to outmaneuver him for a little bit and get down to the 20. We got a chance to take a 3-score lead now. Let's punch that in, and we're sitting in the flats here. Nick is going to beat that up and come downhill with the diving pick. Yes, sir. That's one of the cleanest in Nick's career so far. He even gets up and keeps his feet in bounds to try to return it. We haven't seen a ton of those acrobatic interceptions from Nick, so that's cool to see. His father was definitely more of an acrobat with the picks. He got the acrobat ability early on in his career. And a 28-point lead in the first half. Come on now. I don't want to slow down in the second half. I'm trying to make this a 4-pick game. That's the type of thing we need to really get MVP. Unfortunately, offense killed most of the rest of the clock, and that's going to do it for this one. Still a great dub. And it's been great to see Nick just refusing to slow down this season. Multi-pick game after multi-pick game. Look at that stat line coming into this game. That is beautiful right there. Hoping for a big game today against Anthony Richardson, but the Colts still have Jonathan Taylor, so I expect they're going to be running it a lot. And we got a big 4th and 1 already. Let's see what we get. Looks like slants, and they just go to the other side. That wasn't even open. So the Colts drive continues. It's a good thing offense started this out with a touchdown, because Indianapolis has killed a crazy amount of clock. We're going to have to work hard to get those picks, but on 3rd and 2, Richardson going to the flats. You idiot. Nick is all over it, and this is going to be a 95-ish yard pick 6. The MVP campaign continues to go strong. Nick has single-handedly turned so many games around. 14-point lead, and Nick guarding the slant here, and look at this punk sliding before Nick can hit him. That's crazy. The Colts are starting to drive it as Nick manned up on the other side here, and his guys are running an out route. Wasn't expecting Richardson to throw it, and somehow dude makes the catch. Normally I would have picked that off, but for some reason being on the other side of the field tweaked me out. The Colts only have 1 timeout though, and just dumping it off over the middle. Oh dude, I should have held off on that tackle for a second. The time probably would have run out. So a couple missed opportunities in that half, but I'm still happy with it when we got a pick 6. This game is looking like it's going to start to get close, and Richardson escaping the pocket has the Colts down down to the 3 again. We'll see if Nick can pull off another little miracle. Sitting in the cover 2, and we see a man running a corner route. Richardson just takes the sack, and it looks like the Colts are just going to go ahead and kick the field goal. We'll take that for sure. So 8-point lead, just over 4 minutes left. This is the drive that could decide this game. The good news is, to tie it, the Colts will have to get both a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and we got them to 4th down here. This is one of the biggest plays of the season. Let's see what we get. Nick's man is running it in, and he got torched up. They go to the other side anyways. Was not expecting that route for whatever reason. But Richardson going to the flats here, and I don't know what he was thinking, but this is gonna seal up the game. A game-winning pick from Nick, and it is once again going back to the crib. Come on now. And for the cherry on top, we got a chance to try to bait up another pick, and Nick guarding the C route here is gonna bait the hell out of Richardson. And was that a one-handed pick I saw? 3rd on the day. Absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I don't even know why, but Nick just decided to pimp on him and snatch that out of the air with one hand. What a game. That was most definitely an MVP performance. I believe that got Nick to 25 picks on the season. And tell me how, after that game, Anthony Richardson of all people is sitting on top of the MVP watch. Nick has climbed up to number 3, but come on. The good news is, with that win, we got the number 1 seed in the playoffs at the moment. That would be huge. Okay, boys, so some very sad news. After that Colts game, for some reason, my stupid OBS glitched out and stopped recording frames. So a few games have been missed here. The bad and good news is that those games were crazy, and Nick now has 31 interceptions on the year, so y'all missed us getting the 30 picks. Sorry. Okay, I guess I actually only missed 2 games recording, so that's not that bad. We beat the Browns and we beat the Giants. We had 4 picks against the Giants all in the first half, including, I believe, 1 pick 6. Also had 2 picks against the Browns, including kind of the game winner. They were throwing a Hail Mary and Nick got a little cheap one at the end. So yeah, 6 picks through the 2 games that you guys missed. Could have been much worse. It's good that I caught it when I did. And by the way, Nick up to number 2 on the watch. Anthony Richardson is still above him. So back to the action. We got the Miami Dolphins, and with 3 games left in the season, we got a chance to get to 40 picks now. This could be a tough game, and we have to play with this atrocious lighting in Hard Rock Stadium. Hopefully Nick can lock up anyways. And the Dolphins already have it down at 1st and goal, and Nick getting stuck on a blocker, not able to stop that touchdown. For whatever reason, the Dolphins basically have the exact same team they did 4 years ago when Nick got into the league. I think this is maybe our first time playing against them. This is one of those games where defense is playing well and offense is doing nothing, but Nick coming downhill here and laying the boom, getting the forced fumble and recovering it. There we go, man. That should get something going. A field goal. A field goal is what it got going. I think we need a pick, boys. And oh no, dude, I haven't done this in a while. Nick got turned around, but thankfully catches up. If Tua put some air under that ball, we were done for. Instead, it's another game-changing play, and I'm happy. We really weren't getting the pick stats up until that point. And offense gets nothing out of that. Like, come on, guys. We're trying to lock down this 1 seed in the playoffs. And down by 1, at this point, the Dolphins are starting to run the clock out. We've been stopping their offense all day, but we can't do it forever. We've got one last chance, though. We are going to get the Miami Dolphins to a 3rd down, and this is where Nick has come up clutch a couple of times. Hopefully they pass the ball and give us a shot here. And on 3rd and 11, they are going to do just that. Nick baiting up the deep ball, but Tua's just going to throw it out of bounds. That's okay. Offense, all you need is a field goal, guys. Got to press the button and hope, and they don't get anything. So pretty brutal loss. Nick causes 2 turnovers, but not enough. And the Colts have snatched the number 1 seed in the playoffs from us. Need to get back at it with the dub against the Steelers today. I really want that 1st round bye. We need to win these next 2 games. The good news is the Steelers are not very good, but going to a little play action here, and they got Pickens wide open. I tried to come off my man to make the play, but Pittsburgh taking the lead with an early touchdown. Offense gets nothing, but the Steelers are trapped inside their 10, and defense coming up big with the 3 and out this time. And this time offense does get a touchdown, but for whatever reason we're struggling a little bit with the Steelers passing game, and it looks like they're going to get a field goal before half. And Nick has not had a single chance at a pick in this game. He needs to make one here in the second half, and this is big. Pittsburgh's got a 3rd and goal from the 6. I'm looking for a corner out here. Instead, Nick's man is going to run it in, but the quarterback's flush from the pocket, and Nick hurries him to throw it out of bounds. All right, come on, O, get us something here. Dude, offense has just been bad lately. I don't know what's up with them. It is going to have to be defense, and Steelers going with Verts here and just dumping it off. Roquan Smith is there, and he is going to get a pick 6. Let's go. Roquan has proved to be one of the best linebackers in the league over the last few seasons. He has done crazy things in pass coverage. That is one of the biggest plays of the season up to this point, and Nick in the cover 3 here. Steelers running a bunch of deep routes, and for some reason their quarterback takes like a 20-yard sack, and that takes us down to the 2-minute warning. So a big third down here, probably 2 down territory, and we're sitting in the cover 3. Nick is gonna get tried, and the other dude has a step on him, but Nick catches up and gets one of his biggest picks of the season in a critical moment. This defense has been coming up huge. We haven't had the support of offense at all, and we have still found ways to continually win games. And the boys thankfully do crush the clock. A mostly quiet game for Nick, but came up big when it counted. The Colts are still sitting at number 1 with the playoff seed, though. We're gonna need them to take a loss. The final game of the regular season, Nick is admittedly probably not gonna get to 40 picks, but you just never know. In the Dante Manello series, we got 7 picks against the Jets. The Jets are 11-5, so we need another big game from Nick. And coming downhill here, he is going to force the fumble on Breece Hall and pick it up. That play was just a great example of Nick's dominance, and he high steps to the sideline with the ball. That gives us a 10-0 lead, and Nick is feeling good. We left the flat open, but coming downhill, we will get another forced fumble. And this time, Marcus Jones picks it up, and this one's going back to the house. Without catching a single interception, Nick has completely turned the tide on this game. 17-0, and Nick is playing perfect coverage here, but looks like the Jets had a cover 2 beater dialed up, and all of a sudden they got a 1st and goal. So the game's not over yet. New York just going up the middle, and Nick actually does get the tackle from behind, but he's going to come off the field. Suddenly the tide has kind of shifted in New York's favor, and Nick still with 0 interceptions in this game. We got to get one soon. Thankfully on third down, New York's running it again, and who else but Roquan Smith there to make the stop. And okay, the Jets are actually going to go for this 4th and 3, and just another run play. This time our defense stands up again. Yes sir. And offense responds with another touchdown. That should hopefully put this away. So we are going to head to the playoffs on a couple of wins. Hopefully the Colts lost, but either way I feel really good about this team in the playoffs. And Nick with one of his only 0 pick games of the season, but he came through with the forced fumbles and a fumble recovery. And let's go. The Colts did lose, so we got a bye in the first round of the playoffs. Nick ends up finishing the regular season with 40 solo tackles, 33 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 5 pick sixes. The greatest season in football history. And yet, somehow, Nick fell to number 4 on the MVP watch, I guess because he didn't keep his interception numbers up. It's brutal out here for a cornerback, I guess. Alright boys, playoffs, let's get it. The Buffalo Bills at home. This feels like a pretty good matchup. We've already got a huge 3rd and 6 here, and Nick boxing up in man coverage. They go the other way, and we just barely stop them short. And offense goes right down to get a touchdown. That's a good omen, dude. Offense has kind of been struggling down the stretch this season, so hopefully they've got their stuff together for the playoffs. As long as offense plays well, all we have to do is get a pick every once in a while and we should be okay. But on 3rd and inches, the Bills are going to pick up the 1st down this time. All good. Defense has been good on this side of the field, and Josh Allen is going to take a sack. We were locking up downfield. And Nick in man coverage, his wide receiver is going to run a zig. I was kind of expecting Allen to throw that. Instead, he scrambles up the middle and he's going to get to the 1st down. Come on, guys. If only everyone had the same awareness as Nick, but unfortunately no one does. But on 2nd down, the pass rush is going to hit again. They've been pretty good this season, and that'll bring up 3rd and super long. Not going to pretend like I'm not trying to bait something up here, but instead the Bills just check it down. We'll take that. That was a big stop from defense. Felt like the Bills were scoring on that drive for sure. And offense takes a big 14-0 lead. We're looking pretty good coming out of the second half, and Nick does his thing baiting up the corner route. He has truly mastered picking those off this season, and this could be a pick 6, and it will. Nick outspeeds everybody to give us a 3-score lead, and that could potentially put this game away. Josh Allen only has 30 passing yards on the day and decides to come to Nick on the streak. What are you doing, Josh? That's a route that we have not given up nearly as much this year, and Nick played it perfectly there. At this point, I'm just trying to get some more picks, and baiting up the slant route, we can't quite get the hands in there. But we've seen this kind of frequently this year. Nick gets beat sometimes, but he often gets those nice little knockouts when he does. Time's running down for the Bills here. Unless they get some big plays, it's going to be very hard for them to get back in this one, especially with Nick lurking out there. Nick definitely can't take all the credit this year. His team has been really good, and right when I say that, we drop an easy pick. I don't know what that pass was from Josh Allen, but the Bills are going to have a 3rd down and 9 and actually decide to run the ball up the middle to make this more manageable. So 4th and 5 for the game. I'm expecting the corner route, and that's exactly exactly what we're gonna get. Oh man, but he ran it too skinny. That was just not great coverage by Nick. And that sucks. That's supposed to be our specialty. So Bills get the ball back, down 7 with 2 minutes left in the game. We should be okay in this one. We just need to make sure we don't give up anything deep. Totally fine to keep stuff in front of us and keep the clock moving. The thing that could get the Bills back in this game is a big play. And Nick tries to bait up the out route, but once again, man, we were just a little bit off. Not great, and the Bills are also able to stop the clock with that. So they still got a decent amount of time left. And on 2nd and inches, Nick is sitting on the flat trying to cover this up perfectly, but Allen goes to the air and finds a man in the end zone. Uh-oh. This kind of becomes a huge 2-point conversion, and Allen just taking off. Thankfully, we get him down, and hopefully offense just kills this clock. Uh-oh, man. Uh-oh. They got 40 whole seconds left. Good thing they're down 8 and not 6. And Josh Allen slices us up the middle, but that's okay. That'll kill tons of time. Just need to make sure nothing stupid happens here, and Nick playing pretty solid coverage here. Allen can't throw it over the middle. At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and sit and prevent, and Allen scrambling again. This is damn near going to run the time off, and with just 4 seconds left, the Bills are going to have to throw a Hail Mary, and Allen actually has a year in the pocket, dude. He's going to survey the field for a long time and eventually throw it well short of the goal line. They get the completion, but we do get the tackle, and we are headed to the championship game just like that. Not a perfect game for Nick, but enough to get us off to a really good start, and we kind of just cruised from there. And it looks like we'll have a familiar foe in the AFC Championship game. By the way, the Eagles actually lost in the playoffs, so we won't be seeing them again. The way that Joe Burrow's played against Nick in his career, I might start calling him Nick Sabaka III, but we'll see what happens today. He's got the X factor, he's fired up, we'll see how it goes. It is funny how Nick has essentially ruined the careers of multiple quarterbacks who just kept losing to him in the playoffs. I mean, Mahomes' legacy has to have been severely damaged by Nick, and we got a 3rd and 4 coming up. But like I said, Joe Burrow is locked in. He runs a play that goes far away from Nick and just throws it over the middle. On 1st and down here, Bengals are going play action, and they tried to hit Nick with a hitch, but he is all over that. Half second sooner, and that was going back to the crib. And the Bengals running play action again here, and I see this developing, dude. We're in cover 3 against the crossers, and Nick is going to pick this off. A huge play early in this game. And even better than that, man, we got a clear lane to get up out of there. How about a huge pick 6 from the man who better win MVP after this game? I don't see that boy Anthony Richardson in the playoffs right now. And Nick in the slot here is actually going to lock up this out route too much. Normally we can get him to throw that. I will say I'm planning on a cornerback interception tutorial soon on my 2nd channel, which you can follow in the description. Please do. And one thing I'm going to have to add in is how to bait up that corner route. And we got a 3rd down here, but sitting in the cover 2, the Bengals just go over the middle. That's too easy. I'm not trying to let the Bengals into this game. We got to make another play, and Nick is in the cover 2, but comes out of his zone reading the hitch route, and thought this was maybe going to be a pick 6, but we'll take it. 2nd of the half. Nick is balling out against Burrow again. I feel like Nick has still got more this half. He is so dialed in here, and the Bengals trying to run a curl route, and Nick has often overrun this in his career, but stays back and gets it this time. And 3 picks in the half in the AFC Championship game is wild. This game is not even close to over though. Only a 10-point game in the 3rd quarter. It could get scary, but thankfully the Bengals don't have good field position here, and Nick has a chance at a stop on a 3rd down tackle and just whiffs in the hole. He normally does not miss like that. So now we got the possession of the game here. Feels like Cincinnati needs something in this situation, and they're gonna go with some weird double pass back to the other side. What the hell? I have played a lot of seasons of Madden, and that's the first time I've seen the CPU run that play. And it actually turns into a 1st and goal for the Bengals, as Burrow's gonna get him down to the 3. Cincinnati is really back in this game. Just going with a run here though, we're all over that. And Nick coming off the field on 3rd and goal. Coach, what are we doing here? Okay, thankfully the Bengals only got a field goal. That's big. But offense goes 3 and out. We're gonna have kind of tricky field position for this last drive, but defense has been great all day. Need to come through when it counts though, and Nick is in the cover 2 here. I see those in routes. We're gonna drop back and get the corner, and Nick with his 4th of the day. And come on, man, come on, let's go ahead and take this to the crib. 4 picks and we were only up by 1 touchdown, but Nick is gonna change that, putting this game away. I think that at this point Nick has seriously marred Joe Burrow's legacy. He has just given him nightmares the last few years. Time is gonna run out on the Bengals. Just gotta box up a couple more times for good measure, and we get out of there with a big win that Nick basically single-handedly delivered to his team. I mean, the rest of the defense was good too, but this was a crazy game in the playoffs. But despite it all, Nick got robbed again, coming in 4th in the MVP voting this season with 33 interceptions, plus whatever, 6 in the playoffs. Super Bowl time. The Seahawks are an interesting matchup. They have a lot of young talent, and they still have DK Metcalf, who torched Nick last season. Nick is not trying to let that happen this time, and starts it out with a corner route pick, and Nick has a lane to take this back. In his first drive in the Super Bowl, Nick Sabaka Jr. is not playing games. Let's go. This is the guy who wasn't even top 3 in the MVP voting. Nick is matched up against Metcalf here, and we're just going to get a play action pass. Nick has that strapped up though, and the Seahawks will have a 3rd and 7. Let's go make another play here. Seahawks are going with a little play action, and Nick is just guarding this crosser. For some reason, the Seahawks quarterback decides to throw it, and I thought we were going to get an illegal contact, but this is going to be another pick 6 for Nick, single-handedly putting us off to a 2-score lead. Now at this point, all defense should be expected to do is to slow these guys down, and offense should take care of the rest to put in this game away. But here on 3rd down, it would be great if we could get a stop, but Seahawks just find the curl route easy. Another 3rd down here. This one is going to be tougher, but they go over the middle and a diving catch. That was crazy. We are doing our job of slowing them down, but getting some stops on the Seahawks offense would be great, and Nick laying a huge hit on Kenneth Walker. 3rd down again, and this time we're in man coverage. Seahawks go to the other side, and that could have easily been a pick 6. I think they're going to have to settle for a field goal here. Just need to box up before halftime, and even though we're sitting in the cover 2, Nick is working hard to try to cover other stuff. The Seahawks have run a lot of slow developing plays, and I am surprised they've been able to block for them so well. Their offensive line must be pretty legit, and slicing up our cover 2 here, this is going to be a brutal touchdown. Suddenly Seattle is really back into this game, and offense still has not scored. I don't know if they're going to win us this game, guys. Nick might have to come up big again. I'm watching out for a screen or something here, and that is what we get, but they run it to the other side. Lame. Thought we were about to have us a pick 6. Instead, we've got a 3rd and 4, and Seahawks go over the middle, but that's a huge drop and a huge stop for this defense. Offense still just can't get it done though, guys. I don't know if we can stop the Seahawks forever. They're kind of sticking with the run game too. I'm worried they're going to run out a ton of clock and score here, and Kenneth Walker's X factor is lit. They're throwing screens to him and stuff. Time is really ticking down. We need to come up with a stop, guys. Nick has to be a leader and come up clutch in this situation, and trying to box up in man coverage. The Seahawks are going to go deep, and Nick's teammate James is going to get the pick. One of the biggest of the season didn't even come from Nick himself. All right, offense, please just kill the clock, boys. Please. Oh man. Okay, we pinned him on the 2 though. The Seahawks would have to go a long way downfield with no timeouts, and shockingly, they're running the ball. Okay, not sure what the thought process is exactly, and our coverage got flipped there. That was almost bad, but the Seahawks are only going to have 12 seconds left, and it's 4th and 3, but at this point I'm going man up 3 deep, and they just go to the other side to get the first, but it's not going to matter, man. The clock's going to run out. That was insane game management, and we are going to win our 2nd straight Super Bowl. This should cement Nick as one of the greatest of all time to play football. His 2nd ring, and he better win Super Bowl MVP this time. Last time I'm pretty sure Lamar got it, and yes sir, there we go. Nick wins Super Bowl MVP, and that is a beautiful way to end this series. But should we end it, boys? I'm having so much fun. Nick's in his prime. I feel like we should keep it going a little bit more. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Be sure to drop a like. Thank you for the support, by the way. These videos have been doing excellent, so I appreciate y'all, and have a good one. Peace.